Inside EKU Sports, brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh. Hope you had a good holiday. We're back on Inside EKU Sports as we are into 2017. Let's begin with Chrissy Roberts, head coach of the EKU women's basketball team. Did it right starting OBC play with a win over Southeast Missouri. And Chrissy, it was the second quarter. They went 1 of 17 and scored 2 points, and that's a good formula for victory.
Great formula. We buckled down on the defensive end. I think we wore them out, forced some tough shots, and I was just pleased with our effort overall the whole game.
About time another team had a bad quarter, because that's what's hit you in some of the non-conference game. The third quarter, you got punched this game, but you responded back.
Third quarters have been tearing us up. But I made the decision to not keep them in the locker room as long. So they're in there for a couple of minutes, and then probably didn't notice SEMO, but we were back out on the floor with like 9 minutes left in the game to get them going, to get them warmed up, ready to play. So we're not sitting as long at halftime in the locker room.
Shavonte Naylor was really good that game. Career high 24 points.
She was all over the place, and that's what I expect of her. Offensively, finishing, but just defensively, and then rebounding, diving on the floor, getting loose balls. Again, we talked about this earlier. She gets to the free throw line. She needs to finish, capitalize on those free throws, but talented.
Your tallest player is Madison Wood. She's 6'3", and she had a career-high 7 points, second-best rebounding game at 10. And with Jalen O'Bannon, your star inside, being in foul trouble, Madison stepped up and had a huge contribution.
I told her after the game I was proud of her. I mean, she just played, and she went hard. Madison, we knew, coming in, she had a huge upside. And it's just building that confidence. And that confidence is gained in practice every day. And what you saw at SEMO is what we have been seeing at practice, and just carried over into the game on the floor.
I love to see a young lady come from being a bench player, not getting much playing time, and then emerge in a senior year. And you know who I'm talking about, Katie Pippen. She averaged below a point a game last year. It's averaging over 4, third in the OBC in three-point shooting and almost 44%.
She puts in work, and she's a good kid, works extremely hard. She puts in the time, never has been negative, always encouraging. She's a great teammate, a great player to coach. That hard work, that time, and her focus is paying off. I mean, she's averaging, 20-something, 30-plus minutes right now? Mm-hmm. I mean, she played 30, 32, I think the most minutes against SEMO almost. I don't know, but her hard work's paying off.
Now, I'm leading here somewhere. Did you, as a kid, did your mom or dad put any gift for you in your stocking over holidays? Because what I'm wanting, you see, you're stumped. Rubik's Cube. Did you ever get a Rubik's Cube?
I love a Rubik's Cube.
Well, you've got a Rubik's Cube lineup going. 11 different starting lineups in 14 games. Can you find a 12th?
You'll see a different one probably against SIUE, but I'm hoping we can find one and stick with it.
What's that all about? Is it trying to say, hey, if you don't do what I want you to do, or I watch practice, you never know, starting's not that important, it's how you perform?
It's not. It's about finishing, but it's all about being productive and doing what we need you to do. A lot of times student athletes or players get caught up in the starting. Mm-hmm. And we're always talking about it's who can we finish with. But it does start in practice, and I'll start with a starting 5 in practice, and if I don't like it, I'll switch, and then the next game, that's who we're going with. So SIUE, it could change again.
All right, well, let's hope you have 2 games coming up, winning formula off that basketball Rubik's Cube.
Of course, defend and rebound.
Yeah.
And then again, shoot more free throws than our opposing team, and I think we'll have a good shot.
All right, thanks, Chrissy.
Thank you.
The men and the women both double headers coming up on Thursday and Saturday. The women start at 5:30, and then the men at 8 against SIU Edwardsville on Saturday. Flip-flop it, men start at 2, women at 4:30 against the Panthers of EIU. Talk about good women's basketball players in EKU. Coming up next, we're going to meet one who's a new entry into the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame.
In a world where one hungry boss
There better be food up there or you're all fired.
could cost an entire office their jobs.
Who ordered the food?
And time is running out.
Someone has to take the fall. Come orders on Tuesday.
Today isn't Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday? We're all fired!
It'll take one intern and his trusted mobile app to save the day. Freaky Fast at a Jimmy John's near you.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
Tina Cottle wore 45 when she played 2 years for the EKU women's basketball team, all conference both years, and she now joins the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame in the class of 2016. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You were a double-double machine back then. You set the school record for double-doubles. If you were going to describe yourself as a player, how would you describe Tina Cottle?
Powerful, speed, jumping ability, all of it in one.
The time in college, you played junior college ball and then 2 years at EKU. How did it set a foundation for after basketball?
Set well. One thing with my junior college coach, Coach Carol Smith, helped me with that. They only not teach you basketball, they teach you about life. Mm-hmm. And that helped me along the way. Working with juveniles, working in the hospitals, working with foster kids, kind of motivated me to want to go back to my neighborhood and help out.
And that's what you do now in Miami.
Yes.
You do, and you have still a hand in basketball a little bit as well.
Oh yes, I have a little, in my community, a little basketball team, little girls and boys, ages from 10 to 16, 17 years of age. And I motivate them with school, got help for high school, college, a lot of things we do, work with the church with them and everything, try to keep them off the streets, try to keep them straight. You and another current Hall of Fame member, and that's Lisa Gooden, were teammates, and you and Lisa had a great trip out to Colorado Springs for the tryouts for the U.S. Olympic team. Yes, in 1984, yes, we went to the final cut and at EKU, from EKU. I just remembered that I missed a trip to North Carolina State at East Carolina. My coach is over there smiling. And Kay Yao was the assistant coach at the Olympics. And I made it all the way to the last cut. When it became the end, I got cut. I didn't think it was my ability. It's because of probably that I didn't make that trip to North Carolina State. Yeah. What's it mean to go into the Hall? How do you describe the honor? Oh, that's a great accomplishment. It brings back all the memories from when I was a child, and it puts it in perspective for me right now. Tina, congratulations. Thank you. All right. Tina Cottle, now in the EKU Athletics Hall of Fame.
There better be food up there or you're all fired.
Who ordered the food? Who ordered the food?
Don't shout at me, dude. Paul ordered the food.
But I'm Paul and I didn't. We don't fit into she's gonna fire all assistants.
Someone has to take the fall. Come orders on Tuesday.
Today isn't Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday? Maybe the intern ordered.
There's no way someone who's been here 3 hours ordered the food, and we've been here 3 years and none of us ordered the food. Freaky Fast.
You're my new CEO.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna fire you.
Jimmy John's.
10 seconds to go. Harper coming forward. Moves in top of the key. 6 seconds to go. The three.
Eastern Kentucky opens OVC play with a loss at Southeast Missouri, now home for 4 straight games, and home has been kind to you, Dan McHale. 5-1 at home. The road has been where the problem is.
Yeah, I mean, the loss obviously was awful, and my guys just, whatever it is, we had to fix it pretty quickly. So, after a long bus ride home and us feeling down and being really sour, I made a decision. Everything's got to be positive, and I've got a young, fragile group. When we came back, and we had really upbeat, positive days. Obviously held them accountable, and they watch the film and they understand that we just can't have these lapses. But my biggest challenge to them was you got to go out and you got to play every single possession like it's your last, and we hadn't been doing that. So message hopefully well received, and excited to get back home.
You talk about young guys improving. DeAndre Dishman, 13.5-point average the last 2 games, 10 of 12 from the field. Take out the U of L game, and he's shooting 80% on the year.
Yeah, he's got a knack and a nose for the ball, and he posts up really, really deep in the paint. He's a special kid, and he's just going to get better and better.
All the focus, of course, from the opposition would be on your 2 leading scorers. For Nick Mayo, where does he need to improve his game? Because he has been in double figures every game this year.
Yeah, I keep challenging Nick. He understands the target's on his back. He understands it's a lot different than being a sophomore first-team All-League guy than a guy that was a freshman that kind of snuck up on people last year. So I've challenged him. He's in a great place. You're going to see hopefully a little bit more of a higher motor and a commitment to defense from him, because if he plays with a high motor and he plays above the rim, that really affects the whole team. So he's excited to get going, and so are the young guys.
Your freshman point guard in Asante Gist has cut his turnovers down. He's had 9 assists, 1 turnover the last 2 games. Unfortunately, the ball hasn't been going in. He just hasn't shot as well.
Yeah, it's the ups and downs of a freshman. I still have the ultimate confidence in him. For him to go out and compete and play at a high level every single night is the key to us. If he turns this thing around like I know he will and sees the ball going through the basket, we're going to be in great shape.
You've just played 1 OVC game. There's 17 left. You've told me this over and over. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
But 4 games at home. How important is this homestand?
Very important. We've got to get our confidence back. Right now, we're a team that a month ago, playing Western, playing Marshall, playing really well, going the road to Jacksonville, we had a collective will and a collective swagger. We don't have that right now. And that happens. So it's my job to get them back confidence, my job to get these guys back playing, and we're excited to be at home.
Last time you were at home, you beat a very good Division II team in UVA Wise, held them to 51 points, and you limited possessions.
Yeah.
How did you like what you got out of that game?
I got to keep experimenting with it. Our offense is getting a little bit stagnant. We need to get out and run a little bit more than I did that game. So, you look at it, you really evaluate, the strengths and weaknesses of your team. One of our biggest strengths is our fast break offense. We're going to get back to that and still be committed to getting stops in the half court.
Because if you go up tempo, there's less stagnation in your offense.
Yeah, I've got guys thinking too much, and we're putting too much pressure on guys to execute with under 5 on the shot clock. And that's not what I want. I don't want guys thinking so much on offense. On defense, you got to think and you got to know where you are at all times. I want my guys to be free on offense, and I kind of, slowed it down way too much.
SIUE, followed by Eastern Illinois, followed by Tennessee State, followed by Belmont, who has been at the top of the league over and over, and TSU has played well this year. So, of all those teams, is there a common denominator, or is this going to be a season where every OVC game can be a tight game?
Absolutely. And I think you look at it, every game is going to be different. And our guys have to understand. Last week's game at SEMO was awful, but it can change in the course of a minute. You just got to take it one game at a time, one weekend at a time. We'll be ready.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Greg.
Good luck. And don't forget, basketball returning to McBrayer Arena, full force doubleheaders on both Thursday and Saturday. Women at 5:30, men at 8 for SIU Edwardsville Thursday. Then Saturday, the men tip first at 2 o'clock, followed by the women against Eastern Illinois at 4:30. And winter ticket promotion underway. Madison County employees will receive an $8 upper chair discounted ticket during winter session. In addition, Madison County students free admission to sit in our student section during all winter session games. That runs through January 14th. And of course, we always invite you to keep up with EKU Sports all season long on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you for joining us on Inside EKU Sports. We'll see you again next week. Inside EKU Sports. brought to you by Jimmy John's. Order Jimmy John's sandwich delivery today. Jimmy John's, freaky fast, freaky fresh.